Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's Wisdom Wednesday. My name is Kristen Gear. I am the Director of Operations and one of the Managing Directors for BNI Arizona. And every single week I come to you providing a weekly education nugget called Wisdom Wednesday that counts as one chapter education unit for watching. So thank you so much for tuning in to this week's edition. As a reminder, guys, we are still going through leadership and support team training. So this week is our visitor host training. Next week is our education coordinator training. And then the following week, we have the mentors, we have growth, we have events, and we have power team training. So please make sure to sign up for your specific role for one of those upcoming dates. So we have 10 different days and times available for each role. So that way it's super convenient for you guys to get logged in, choose a day and time that works best for you. And that way you can join Carol and I for the upcoming trainings. It's going to be so great, guys. So we've had so much amazing positive feedback from the training so far. So we've already completed all of the leadership trainings. We've completed the membership committee training. And so we are almost halfway done of all of the different trainings that we have scheduled. So if you are in a particular role and let's say you missed your training day, whether your leadership team just let you know which role that you were going to be participating in, or maybe it just didn't work out with your schedule, we do want to encourage everyone to attend one of the live trainings because one of the core values is building relationships in BNI. So we want to encourage you guys to meet other members cross-chapter in those trainings, but we understand scheduling sometimes can be a little tricky. So Carol and I will be creating some makeup videos, and if you take one of those makeup videos, there will be a little quiz at the end to ensure that you watch the entire video. So we will be sending that out to anyone that's on our spreadsheet that's assigned a specific role that didn't make it to the training. So make sure to get signed up for one of the upcoming trainings. They are only 90 minutes long, guys. Only 90 minutes, and most of them have been ending a little bit early. So I appreciate everyone that's attended a training so far. We love you guys. If you have any questions, connect with Carol and I. We're always happy to help. So today's education is about my favorite process in BNI. I haven't talked about it in a while, so I figured I would come on today to chat about my favorite process, which is the VCP process. It literally is my favorite because it talks all about really how you can be your best self in BNI. And it all starts with V, which is visibility. So visibility is so key when it comes to our BNI meetings and how we represent ourselves in BNI. But what are some of the ways that we could increase our visibility in BNI? One of them is making sure our online profile is filled out. That's huge, guys. You want to make sure that your profile is filled out. The second thing is making sure that we're showing up to the meetings on time. That's a really big one. Did you know that 15 minutes of open networking is part of the 90-minute agenda? Yeah, so we want to make sure that we are there for that full 15 minutes of open networking to maximize on our membership, right? So it's a great time to follow up on referrals, set up one-to-ones, and the people that also show up early, guys, are the visitors. So we want to make sure that we're connecting with the visitors during that open networking. If you view that open networking time as the buffer to kind of randomly walk in late to the meeting, that is not helping your visibility, guys. Everyone notices the people that show up late. So you want to make sure that you're there for that full 15 minutes of open networking in the beginning of your meeting, because it is part of the BNI agenda. We talked a lot about the BNI agenda in the President's Training. We have a 20-point agenda, and it's really the recipe for success. So we want to make sure that we're utilizing that 15 minutes of open networking to the best of our ability, right? We're standing up, we're open networking, we're mixing mingling with the visitors, and connecting with members. So that piece of it is going to be critical for your initial visibility for the chapter. Now, another piece of visibility is how you dress to the meeting. So depending on your profession, you want to make sure that you're dressed for success for your profession. So I'm not saying that a painter needs to show up in a suit and tie. Of course not. But we also, if you're in a financial category or a lawyer, would you show up to a meeting in like a t-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops? Probably not. So you want to make sure that you're dressed for success for your profession. Think of it as you're showing up that meeting, you're showing up to your best client of the week, right? So you want to dress for success because that's going to help your visibility and credibility, which is that C in the BCP process, which will then lead you to even bigger and better profitability with those referrals if members view you in a more professional way. So that visibility is so key. You guys, a lot of organizations and a lot of people that do a lot of networking, they go from that visibility stage and they automatically think it should lead to the P in the BCP process, which is profitability. So going from visibility and thinking just attending those 90-minute meetings will lead to profitability, that's where we miss the boat, right? So BNI, one of our core values is building relationships. And so that C, that credibility piece in the BCP process, we want to make sure that we are building relationships by setting up one-to-ones. So we want to make sure that we're constantly setting up one-to-ones. It's part of the Power of One report. That's one of the items that is recorded. Now, with one-to-ones, it's not just about the numbers. It's really not about the numbers. If you are just logging one-to-ones just to get as many one-to-ones as you can, but not creating quality around those numbers, it's much more about quality than quantity. And so it's what we do in those one-to-ones that's going to provide that even better visibility and lead to more credibility because we're building those relationships. So one of the things that we want to do is in those one-to-ones, utilize some BNI tools such as the Power One-to-One form or the Gains Exchange or the Last 10 Customers worksheet. There's so many different tools that we can utilize in one-to-ones to build better and stronger business relationships within BNI. Now those one-to-ones, they count inside the chapter, so if you meet with members inside your chapter, but they also count cross-chapter. So I'm encouraging you guys, build relationships across town, set up one-to-ones with members all over town. Utilize those BNI tools because the last thing that you want to do is set up a one-to-one and use it as a time to sell to someone in BNI. That will not help your visibility or credibility in BNI. So we always want to make sure that we're keeping in mind that we're not selling to the BNI members, we're selling through the BNI members. So always make sure that we go with the intention in our one-to-ones to build relationships, not gain a sale. It's all about building relationships. If we go with the intention of getting that sale, then you're going to see that less and less members are going to want to say yes to having a one-to-one with you because it doesn't feel good to be sold to in a one-to-one. I've been there. I've personally been there. So we want to make sure that we're having the right intentions with the one-to-ones, which will help build your credibility that much more. So make sure that we are planning out our one-to-ones, being strategic with them as well. So not only using the BNI tools, but create some strategy around who you meet with. So either potential power partners or even people in your own profession that are in other BNI chapters. It's not about competition when it comes to BNI. It's all about collaboration. So you have to have that abundance mindset to be able to build those cross-chapter relationships with people in your own profession. You never know where that next referral might come from, guys. So make sure that you're being strategic with your one-to-ones, using the BNI tools. That will help build your credibility. And then as you conduct business with other members, another way that builds your credibility is actually getting testimonials from members of your chapter. So in that referrals and testimonials section of the meeting, that is a huge opportunity to help other members build their credibility as well. So if you passed a referral to a member and they just did an outstanding job, that is the best opportunity to share a testimonial, a meaningful testimonial about that member, because that's going to help build their visibility and credibility within the chapter, which will in turn help them gain more referrals from other members that are hearing that testimonial. So make sure that whenever we can, we are sharing those heartfelt testimonials in that referrals and testimonials section of the meeting, because that is going to be a huge impact on someone's credibility, which in that VCP process, that P equals profitability. So the more we work on creating more positive visibility and even more better credibility, it will lead to even bigger and better profitability. Because through those one-to-ones, as you can imagine, especially through the Power one-to-one form, we're educating on those ideal referrals to be sent our way. And our favorite referrals, the last 10 customers worksheet definitely highlights on our favorite referrals that we love to work with. And the more we educate on what bad referrals are as well, that's going to help lead to more referrals coming our way that we love to work with. And that is really what it's all about. We don't want to just constantly receive referrals that are bad referrals for us, right? So we want to make sure we're educating on that side of things as well. So let's always pay attention, guys, to how we're showing up to our BNI meetings, so that way we increase our VCP, which is visibility, credibility, which will lead to even bigger and better profitability. If you have any questions about that, definitely let me know. Looking forward to seeing all the rest of you in the upcoming trainings. So we still have visitor host times available this week. And then we also have our education next week, then events, growth, power team, and mentors the following week after that. So check it out on the BNI Arizona calendar, bniarizona.com. Click on the calendar link and choose a day and time that works best for you. Thank you so much, guys, for watching today's edition of Wisdom Wednesday. And remember to record one chapter education unit for watching. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next week.